You have to approve yourself.
So do I just send you an email like now?
That's fine.
Okay.
I think that will be just fine. To be honest, I think sometimes they create all these rules and nobody remembers that they've created them, and then I just follow them. Because that's what I do.
I understand. We're rule followers.
It's in some ways it makes things more clear, right? And sometimes more equitable. Because you can't just rely on like handshake deals to get things done, you know? It's like, unless the rule itself is inequitable.
So I should ask for. Do I have to ask for the ad hoc committee meeting too?
Just whatever, yeah, because they're all public meetings. Whatever ones you think you'll be away for, just, yeah, shoot me an email and then I'll drop it in the folder so that I remember.
I want to be able to
That is Jeanette seeing. Jeanette, you were good. I thought you were working late tonight.
I did, but it worked out.
You made it anyway. Thanks for making the extra effort.
Yeah,
to
I'm
get
happy
over
to.
here.
I missed it. You were right behind me, weren't you?
Yep, just speed walking.
Cool.
Maybe also running for parking garage.
Right.
You went so far up. How come?
Huh?
You drove up to park?
Oh, I don't mind walking and I hate dings.
Ding. Oh.
Oh, car ding.
Yeah.
Car dings.
Yeah.
I do too, and I was like,
I don't know if
really
really.
I've given
I
up.
love when my property gets damaged. Said no one ever. But I don't mind walking a little bit farther for that.
Yeah.
That's analog agenda today.
Oh, an analog agenda.
Yeah, I printed it.
I said I wasn't gonna bring food, but I couldn't resist, and I got a few snacks, so they're out in the hallway.
Ooh,
It's not much, but it's something.
that is a
So,
great.
Dan, how are you?
That is a great
Good, how are
quality to
you?
say. I could not resist bringing snacks.
You parked in the garage?
I did.
There
Yes.
you go.
For me to pass to others.
I'll
if
just-
I need.
Get up and walk around, because I'm gonna be sitting in that plastic chair. for a
Fair.
while.
Should I just join both of them?
Yeah, I think I heard you park in the garage. as well.
Yeah, yeah.
You park in the garage?
I walked.
You walked?
Thanks, yep.
Good, good.
Oh, Catherine.
Yeah, those are good.
Sorry, I'm throwing my phone at you.
Do you have the timer?
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. I'm like, hey, hello. I'm doing good.
I have to email Tom and request permission for myself to not be here in person for the meeting to join remotely. So I want to make sure I do it before I forget.
Can we join any meetings remotely if we're? Oh,
have to have a
actually.
good reason.
Yeah. Okay. Never
Not
mind.
just
Yep.
a good reason, but a
We have-
specific.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Somewhat flexible, really.
Todd, what are the policies
I
on
have a good
missing
reason I can't be
meetings?
there. All right,
Yeah,
accepted.
I sent,
No, I mean, there's
maybe
a list of
take a look at the
specific things.
email. I think I sent it to everybody, not just Linda.
Okay. Okay.
If you're
Um,
emotionally out of
but
town,
there's
you know?
a-
What is out of town?
There's a city policy and then there's a state code about it too.
Okay.
Do me a-
But it's basically, there's like four, maybe 5 reasons that you can miss meetings.
Okay.
Or no, I'm sorry, like missing meetings is different than attending virtually.
Right,
Sorry,
Right.
my bad.
Yep.
There is no policy around missing.
Okay.
I saw your email, I was like, I need to tell her that. as far as
It's
I know-
fine. I mean, I'm gonna be on vacation and I wouldn't call in anyway, to be honest with you, like just in terms of where we're gonna be, et cetera. So,
Good.
okay.
Yeah, you don't,
But these were already planned, so I've got it. I'm
totally fine.
trying to do what I can to not
Lives,
miss meetings, but
lives
lives
exist.
exist.
That's true. I may miss August meeting.
I'm in a position right now.
That's why there are human rights, 'cause there are humans.
No, I don't miss at all. I'll be here.
You're gonna be here?
Today we're celebrating.
That works.
I wonder if I miss one.
One of the things I've planned will be third. I might miss a subcommittee. Check.
Was this?
So I might miss a subcommittee meeting somewhere in there.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sleeping.
Actually, it looks pretty good.
Make it
June, but the first Thursday of June is the 1st of June, so that works.
Is that how it is?
That is
You have a wow.
how it is.
You don't wanna think about it yet.
Clementine's election.
34. 24.
Yeah.
Why is that not? Oh, it's fourth.
Command leadership space,
Yeah.
physically.
For that one.
Yeah.
I didn't mess with your stuff.
I'll miss a work session in August, it looks like.
Over here, corridor, all over my shed.
Oh.
I have a friend.
How are things going?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I like having more people in the office. It's really nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Saad's doing really good. He's picking everything up really fast. I'm scheming now because I think there's some hesitation about just outright hiring another human for investigations, and so especially until we get the FAP thing sorted out, which has turned out to be more complicated, but I knew it would be. So I'm thinking about kind of
Get the ball
pitched it.
started early.
What's that?
Why don't you get the ball rolling early
That's
on?
why we worked. I mean, we did the big project, which is modify like the whole ordinance. Now we have to like modify the housing section bit by bit, and then I think we're gonna be okay. But I think what I'm gonna do is train the whole team in investigations and like intake strategies, because then I could actually get them on the investigation work now, and it wouldn't just be me, which would be really nice. So, and including the interns, you could train the interns as well. So,
All of a sudden, we looked at it and it was like, gross.
it's cool.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that might, then we'll bump up our two full-timers to like from intake and administrative specialist and outreach and administrative specialist to intake and investigation.
Investigation,
And then
and it's,
give them some money.
yeah,
That's my goal.
yeah.
Pathway toward advancement. And they'll take over one of these days with like so hopefully not too soon.
No, it's like that's always a way, but it's a good, very long-term vision.
Yeah, my mind starts to go. That's good.
Do we expect anybody else, or?
I know that Lindell is not going to
Yeah,
join
I just
us.
saw that.
I was giving her a chance to try to say to join virtually for the summit. Okay, I think she's just not ready.
I
Yeah.
can just move this chair over, that way I'm not
Okay.
scooching, well, I keep
And
scooching
then
gradually to the right
Mary
to
is
give make
not
space for
coming.
you.
I haven't heard anything from Andy,
We just do that.
Ernest?
Ernest.
That's my
That's
copy.
everybody, right? Yeah. So, who calls these work sessions to order?
That would be Catherine. June?
This is a very confusing thing to me. Okay.
Catherine said she wanted to be,
You've been delegated.
Okay.
no, we could really vote if you want to.
No, I'm fine to do it. I just thought that was like a moment in time. But
You have,
I hereby call us to order by the authority vested in me by Martha and the city of Scottsdale.
Thank you, Martha.
Well done.
At 6:37 PM, correct? Is that what you have? Would you like me to take attendance?
Would you please? I can't even get the agenda up yet. That would be amazing.
I'll give you
Well, look at
that
that.
moment to work on that. Jessica,
Here.
Ernest is not here. Jeanette,
Here.
Mary is not here. Wolfgang,
Here.
Catherine,
Here.
Suzanne,
Here.
not Andy, and not Lindell. So we have 5 folks today. We don't generally vote in work sessions, so we don't really need to have a quorum to do that stuff.
And shall we now recite our mission?
That's,
To
Act as a strong advocate to justice and equal opportunity by
by
providing citywide leadership and guidance in the area of civil rights.
And I will let members of the public participating virtually know that if you experience technical difficulties, you may call 434-970-3585. 3027, and a staff person will assist you. Okay. Do we have any public present? Anyone online? So not yet.
We currently have no attendees.
Thank you. So we have no response to no one. And now we are on our update. So our first order of discussion is the plan, discussing our plan to attend meetings of groups focusing on housing issues. So I believe it was my job to send out a list of when meetings were, and I did my best, and you should all have that list right now. So do we wanna kind of divvy it up and see if we can fill in just a little bit more information?
Sure.
So one update I have is, the, Democratic Socialists, Housing Committee, meeting, their next meeting is by Zoom on May 17th at 7 p.m. And I don't know what their regular attendance is, because that's what their regular schedule is. I assume that's monthly.
Can I just ask a clarifying question? Is our intention, what is, I mean, I know we talked about this, but what is our intention? Is it to first listen and just gather information about what is happening and bring it back versus I'm a member of the Human Rights Commission and I'm here, right? Like, how are we thinking about that?
So my understanding was, I think both of the things that you're sort of suggesting, and others can weigh in. So my understanding was that we are doing two things. One is that we are there to listen, to hear what the issues are, and to bring that back to the commission for educational purposes, and to be able to quickly recognize areas where we should act. And, you know, one thing that occurred to me is Elizabeth Stark and the housing group of the DSA did a great job of advocating for additional funding for the Pathways program. And that's something that I think we could have reasonably jumped in and sent a letter to the city council supporting that, right? So that's that sort of thing. And then also, I think there was another purpose, which is simply to be a consistent commission presence, so that people know we're out there, and, you know, we can help connect them to the office, or let them, you know, assist them in coming to make comments or whatever.
Perfect.
Is that a fair? Okay. And then the thought was we would each sort of pick a meeting, attend the meeting, divvy up the work. So I guess that's what we're doing now.
Perfect, thank you.
Or do we wanna just take this list and send it out now to the larger commission for everyone to kind of weigh in, think about it, and do that at the actual meeting?
And, oh, sorry.
This is Jeanette, I was just gonna share, I already, am signed up to attend the CRHA Resident Services meetings on the second Tuesday, so I can do that one.
Okay, so that's already done, just like Livable Seville, I think Andy and I both,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty consistently
Yeah.
at those meetings.
You're part of them. That makes sense. You'll be there.
I'll be there.
I'm like, and all of these meetings are like Tuesday evenings. I'm very available Tuesday evenings, so I could probably take planning commission.
I know you were excited about
I
planning
was
commission.
now. And the tip on that one. They haven't met yet, but
The Resident Services, CRHA, and very awesome.
And is the thought also that we would consistently attend, that we would
Yes.
be the liaison?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
That's what I
the
thought, I
thought.
wanted to confirm
Yeah.
that, okay.
I could also attend CRHA safety meeting for Tuesdays too, but it would displace either. I'd pick only
Yeah, I
one.
mean, I don't know that we
Could
have
be
to
basically
attend
the
all
same
of those, I
time.
was just providing all of
Yeah.
the meetings that they have on their website. So,
Yeah.
Do- Does that seem like enough for the moment? We can add those notes to this and send the updated draft to the rest of the commission and.
Thank you for doing
Yeah,
that.
this is
Yeah, that's
great. Really helpful.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go out this weekend with, the DSA housing group, you know, actually goes to people's doors who are risking eviction, right? And canvases, to give them information, so.
That's incredible.
I think it's a Wednesday.
The work they're doing is amazing. Yeah.
I've been looking for excuse to attend more DSA stuff, so I don't know if it'll be super regular, but I can attend that one that's coming up.
Yeah.
And if you get any, I'm not sure, if you get any more that are during the day, I can sometimes flex my schedule,
Mhm.
for something during the day, so as those come in, I'll take a look at those too.
Sweet.
Catherine, did you bump into the hack meeting? I know we kind of looked it up on the city calendar, and it appears in different ways, which makes it
I
hard to
did
find.
not, you know what, I didn't have that on the list, and I forgot. I think I wasn't dealing with the list that we updated. So I can find that, and do you have information on that?
I would look on the city calendar just to find it.
Yeah, it
That's
was a
how
little
I-
confusing.
It's named different things at different
Housing
times.
Advisory Committee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, housing advisory committee. But I made me think of it because Suzanne said during the day, that one's usually like in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Or it
almost,
used to
I
be.
almost prefer those two, so, yeah.
Hmm.
The other one I couldn't find is Click. Do they have regular meetings?
They do you know Emily Dreyfus?
Of course I do, yeah, I mean, I
Just
could just
email
email her, but I
her.
thought you might actually know.
I usually get their emails when they have them, but I think they kind of, I don't know if they're
They're
regular.
sporadic, I
think
guess
they're
is what I'm trying
sporadic.
to say, not
I
like
believe
a
that's,
set,
I believe that's accurate, yeah. I
Okay.
can see when the last email was from her. Victoria tries to go to those with some frequency as well, but.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I can ask Emily to put me on the list, but if you guys can, there is a form on their website
Is there?
that says, like, if you want to join us, fill this out, and I did not fill that out, but I could.
And they've been interested for a while in having a representative from the commission be there, so I think that's a good outreach bit. I'm not seeing any emails recently from anyone announcing anything.
All right, is there anything else we need to talk about here?
I was just wondering if we could put that sheet on the drive? That, the form
List.
that Catherine, the list that Catherine made?
Oh, you're asking Todd?
Yes.
Because it's like, the answer's no, I cannot.
Where?
We pop it on our drive? It's not
Should
a
we talk
drive.
about Teams again?
I just want you to know that I organized a meeting this week that had people everywhere from Auckland to London, right? A single meeting, if you can imagine, that was hard to do. And when we got in this meeting, we were like, how are we going to collaborate? What's the best platform to use? And someone said, what about Teams? And the entire meeting, which represented the whole world,
Yeah.
was like, no, not Teams. So,
I missed that conversation, I guess I don't know the joke.
So
we
The
It's-
last meeting.
I had brought up the potential of using Teams as a place to store our collaborative documents, but
Okay.
everybody kind of groaned because Teams is a little clumsy and hard to use. Depending on where folks want to, we can drop it in some shared location. I still have the Box account,
That's what I
but
meant.
I didn't notice that anybody was really using it, so I think I just kind of emptied it. But yeah, what would be best? I guess.
I think Teams is really the only option as stressful as.
As stressful as it is. How about
Well,
this?
don't we have something in our, Outlook?
In your Outlook, yeah, if you go to,
I mean, I sent you, and Todd then sent it to.
yeah, it was emailed to you as well, so it's in your email currently.
Okay.
But if you'd like to have it
That's fine.
centrally located where you can all edit it, that's on my list of things to do between regular meetings, is to talk with IT about maybe a quick orientation on Teams, so.
It might also be good to, once we tag people into all of these, is to just, and I'm, by the way, happy to do this, I'm not asking for it, but like, just to have the name of each organization who's attending, so that we just have that like
Yep.
in our minds.
Have a nice
And every
roster.
time we come together, any updates from anybody, or if I'm like, oh, I'm really curious about what happened at the resident services meeting this week, right? Like, so, and I'm happy to pop that into a table. Let me know, Todd, if I can help on that.
Yeah, I mean,
Just want me to pop it into a
by
table?
all means, if you'd
Okay.
like to, yeah. I was just writing it down on my.
Yeah, it won't happen, it will happen sometime next week, but
Yeah.
I'll take care of that, yeah,
So good. Thank you.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, if you wanna do that, you just share it then with everyone. 'Cause
Yeah.
everyone needs to see it.
Can I put it into a Google Doc? Are we allowed to use Google Docs?
Yeah,
Uh-oh,
the hard part
uh-oh, I
about
hear
Google Docs
giggling.
is they disappear, like if you disappear from the commission, then, and we don't have it saved
Oh,
somewhere,
sure.
it disappears. And so for FOIA purposes, it's kind of nice to be able to access it.
Okay,
How about this?
tell me.
How about I send everybody a link to a Human Rights Commission team,
Mhm.
which will have a section for files, and then you can just drop things in there.
It's already created.
It's already created. How about I send the link that's already been created by Wolfgang?
I can clean it up a little bit too, because I
Yeah.
stopped building it after we were like,
Yeah, that might be a good way to try, and then we can test it out, and then I think it'll, does it what's the level of like comfort or familiarity with using?
I don't know
I'm
Teams,
fine.
but I feel
Yeah.
like I could, I
it's
mean,
very user friendly.
It's like
Yeah.
a Google Drive, but just with different
yeah,
tricks.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out or I won't, and then I'll call somebody who's smarter than I am to
Yeah,
figure
you
it
can
out.
always
Yeah.
call me or whatever.
Yep,
if it doesn't
yep.
make sense, but, yeah.
Okay. So I'll take that as a next step, and if I can't figure out how to load it, I'll send it to you, Todd.
Sounds good, not a problem, not a problem.
Okay,
You can actually create Excel sheets and everything in
Okay.
Teams too, if you want to get that technical.
the only way I use Teams is, my husband and I chat on Teams during the workday, since we're both in the same space, but can't
Oh,
always
yeah.
talk to each other, like, that's my, yeah,
Yeah,
it's my use. Okay.
All right, so we're good on this. We're great.
Yeah.
I actually have
This is great, thank
another
you.
question.
Yeah.
So we're tending to, we kind of said we're attending these meetings to track what they're saying, like check what they're working on, offer our resources. Do we have any like talking points from the commission about like the work that we're interested to support over the next 6 months or like the next year?
Well, we have our
Any-
priorities
yeah.
that Mary sent.
Okay.
right? Aren't those?
Do you mean the like the priorities that we identified during the retreat?
No, after that, Mary.
I'm the only one without a laptop, so.
You usually have one, don't you?
I do. I came from work.
There we go. Mary sent a document that we talked about, but not at great length in our last
Okay.
meeting. I don't think we made any actual decisions on this document, did
Okay.
we?
Thank you.
But that we're working toward ensuring substantially more decent, affordable housing, pushing city council to enact policies that preserve and increase racial diversity, working to undo historic racial equities, particularly
It's-
those that were
it's
codified as
from,
official
410.
policies,
Okay.
including reparations, like that sort of thing.
All right.
So
I remember Mary
you
had
have
said
that. Mhm.
that if she were to she would have maybe rewritten it at a second attempt. But if we're comfortable with those as a general, like,
Yeah, I don't think her rewriting was substantive.
as I was saying, it's just
Yeah.
like if we're comfortable with like these are the things that we would say like representing the commission. I don't want to misrepresent the commission's position if
Mhm.
I'm going out representing the commission. So if those are our like collectively priorities, then those are the ones I'll represent.
Yeah.
Seems like they're generally agreed upon, and what we talked about last regular meeting was that Mary could put those into the resolution format, then you could vote on it, and then you resolve that those are your priorities, it gets published on the website, and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Your email.
So,
Is that a potential
Oh, there you
agenda
go.
item that we
You're in
could
here.
tackle for?
You got it, Jessica? Okay.
I wasn't included in that email, I'm sorry, they're just making sure I get it.
No, I just didn't want to talk over you.
You weren't
Sorry.
included, it went to all the,
It didn't go to
It
me
did
for some
not.
reason,
It-
from Mary.
It looks like it just went to Jessica, Catherine, Ernest, myself, Victoria.
okay.
So that means I wouldn't have it either.
Did you see
send
it?
to-
Do you remember seeing it?
I remember we talked about it at the last Human Rights Commission, so I might have seen it over somebody's shoulder.
Yep, got it.
I'll forward it to
Okay.
everybody.
Okay,
Okay.
Todd's gonna take care of it, okay.
Thank you.
Right, we had mentioned getting those priorities into a resolution.
Mhm.
Do we wanna make that like, could that be a potential agenda item, an action item to tackle between now and the next
Could be.
next?
I
So-
think Mary is
Commission?
tasked with doing that.
Mary's doing that, okay.
I think
Then
she's
I'll-
doing, I've been talking a little bit on the side with her, but via email, so I think she's
Okay,
gonna
she's
work
doing
on it. But if not, yeah, I can help her with that as well. She may have sent this from her personal email. There it is. I did go to the whole group, but let's get it back up and everybody's thing here. Subject line is forward documents for Thursday's meeting. Sounds like it's arriving.
Okay, so are we good there? Then I think our, next agenda item is, talking about the draft resolution, which we just agreed that
Just
Mary
did
is
it.
handling. And,
Quick and efficient.
anything else we need to say about that?
I can email Mary and say I'm available to like help write it if she wants editing.
Okay. Do we have any new business? As far as I know, we don't. All right. Our next work session will be
June 1st.
same bat place.
And our next regular meeting is here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On the 18th of this month.
Yep, yep.
And everybody did you guys get the calendar invitations? I think I saw a few folks respond to them.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that's
Yeah, that worked.
helpful.
That
puts
is-
on,
Incredibly helpful, and by some magic,
yeah?
the city Outlook sends it to my UEA Outlook
Cool.
calendar, which just makes my life so much happier.
Very good. I don't know how that happened, but.
Me neither. I was like, ooh, magic elves.
Very good.
I got it, okay.
We have no public in public?
Yeah.
Do we have any public on Zoom?
Currently no attendees.
Thank you. Any commissioner updates? No, so I think, yeah, my only update I sort of said earlier is I am gonna go like actually out with the housing committee, so I can report back about that. There are 75 people in the area families facing eviction this week.
Mm.
And is that based on court records? How do you all get the list?
So not y'all, not me, but that housing committee of the DSA, and yeah, I think they look at the dockets. And then they go, because people often don't realize that they're even on the docket, so they then go try to make contact with each household, let them know it's
Mm.
coming up, and provide some basic know your rights information.
As a dovetail to that, we just met with Victoria Horak and Emily, I'm forgetting her last name, sorry, Emily, from Legal Aid Justice Center this morning. They're gonna start using our space, our conference room space on the third Tuesdays of the month, which is typically when the Charlottesville General District Court does its docket for evictions, and so they're gonna they're gonna use their conference room to have people do consultations in our office.
Mm.
As
Great.
needed. So,
That's fantastic.
because they do it sometimes by standing outside, but
Yeah.
they're gonna try to
Private
get to
place.
people first, like probably through DSA as well, and say there'll be, an attorney available for consultation in our office, before or after their hearing.
I love that.
What are they gonna do on Thursdays for the county?
They already do that.
They already do that?
Yep,
Okay.
what's interesting about the county courthouse is they have like a separate conference room and a lobby, so
Oh,
it's
so
really
they
easy.
use, yeah.
Whereas here, there's like, you can
Yeah.
stand in front of CPD, but you can't really stand in the little scanner room before you get into the courtroom, and you can't stand around in the courtroom talking to
Well, there is
people.
a tiny, but it's really tiny.
It's super tiny.
Super tiny.
Yeah, so that's starting to happen, or will start to happen soon.
Oh, good, that seems like a great use.
Yeah. So,
Human Rights Commission space.
yeah, I think it's gonna be a good collaboration.
I have a few announcements. The Carson Halls will be doing their ribbon cutting on June 5th, after renovations at 3 p.m. And South First Street is doing their ribbon cutting on the next day, Tuesday, June 6th at 3 p.m. So
Awesome.
it's great to have those two facilities open back up.
The School of Nursing had a dedication yesterday of a bench. I don't know if you're familiar with the story of the nurses who graduated from the Burleigh School that were UVA affiliated but not recognized under Jim Crow. And so it was a really lovely event, actually, that was organized kind of jointly by the school and the community. And graduates of the nursing school and family members representing graduates who've passed away came. And so it was really very nice.
Where is that located?
So that is right in front of McLeod Hall. And if you go into the school, there are now the graduation photographs and names, that all the nurses there's still some missing like the archives were held by individuals in their homes, right? We've been able to piece most of it back together. So, but it's kind of a who's who of Charlottesville. When you read the names, you're like, wow, you know. Lots of names that you'll recognize there. And the other thing I think is just worth noting, there was an article today that Phoenix, I believe it's Phoenix, is using the Charlottesville model to remove SROs from its schools and adapt what Charlottesville did. And I know I sat on that committee with the city schools, and we had no real models. Toronto was the model we used. And there was a lot of, well, they're not the United States. And anyway, so we are now apparently the model. So,
Wow.
which is
That's amazing.
kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, so it was nice to see kind of
Yeah.
a positive
A
city
positive spin on
schools national story
That's
out
good.
there. Any other updates? Then I suggest that we adjourn at 7:01 p.m.
Sure. Get to work.
Right?
Okay.
Thank you. All right,
Thank
thanks for
you.
coming, guys.